Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us today. I'm sorry to let you know that you are seeing my face today. Nicole, our colleague, is on sick leave, so I will be the one speaking to you today. In this webinar series, we're excited to connect with you, our valued customers and partners, for insightful session on network security and performance. At Interlink, we're committed to building strong relationships with you while delivering cutting-edge solutions that keep your network fast, secure, and resilient. Today, we have a special segment featuring Ciprian, a DDoS protection expert who, if you believe his LinkedIn profile, has an unwavering dedication to quality and transparency. He will talk about the latest developments in this growing source of threat, and he will be happy to answer your questions in the Q&A session. There's a great opportunity to gain valuable insights and ask questions directly to industry experts, us, Interlink. Stay tuned, engage with us in the chat. My name is Christian, and thank you very much. Let's get started. So, as the agenda, I would like to introduce, just as you know, normally that's what we do in the beginning of the session, are the latest and future pop editions. Some of these are repetitive, but we have some great news to share with you about new pops coming live very soon. We're going to speak this time also about new features and new products in the Interlink portal, which we are going to launch very soon, so you will be the first to hear and see about it. Then we are having the session provided by Ciprian. Really looking forward to this one, as he is going to let us know how strategically best approach DDoS attacks on a company level. And then, just like always, afterwards, we are going to have the Q&A session together with the Interlink team. Just as a reminder, what we are doing as Interlink, we are a network as a service provider, basically very focused product set of IP, Flex Ethernet, which is our layer 2 solution, and DDoS protection on top. Over the last two and a half years, we have been building out our network in the European Union. So we have almost 40 POPs live, as well as 2 POPs in the US. And we have shared this information already in the past that this will be linked to our global backbone as well. So this brings us to the latest and future pop editions. We have speaking about this already 4 weeks ago. We are going to move, and I think we are almost finished with that one, the Stockholm location from Equinix SK2 to the Digital Realty side within Stockholm. We have also added Telepoint in Sofia, as well as Balkan Gate in Thessaloniki. All of those locations are very much required by our end customers. We have seen a lot of requirements coming from these locations, but also connecting these locations to other European markets. And that's why we are building out together with our end customers and find new clients in these markets as well. This was shared already in the past as well. So on the left-hand side, you see our 2 POPs, which is Ashburn as well as Foresight. And we're going to have this connected to our backbone in the European Union. So we're going to connect it via 2 redundant transatlantic wave services. So all our services that we know in the European market will be available in the US as well as layer 2 connectivity. And we're going to add DDoS protection scrubbing centers there as well. So this is the new hot stuff now. We are going to add Digital Helsinki. So in our Nordics, we have been quite active in the past. We have about, I think, 6-7 locations right now, and this will be an additional location. It turned out that Helsinki is one of the hotspots at the moment. And as far as I know, we have our hardware arrived already into the facility. So this POP is going to be live very soon and available to our customers for IP transit, for layer 2, as well as for DDoS protection services. Then the next point would be upcoming products and features. And we would like to introduce a new product to you that we call Flex Peer. Just to read it out to you, Flex Peer allows any network connected to the Interlink backbone to create a layer 2 connection with any other network connected to the Interlink backbone. providing real-time peering platform between networks. This means networks can peer with each other without needing to have a physical presence in the same location as each other. What we know from today is that typically peerings are happening at internet exchanges, or if you are in the same data center, and we are bypassing this. So thanks to ChatGPT, I have generated this overview. So basically what we are offering is, if there's a customer of the left-hand side, customer 1 in Frankfurt, and there's another customer, for example, in London, customer 2 on the right-hand side, and you would like to establish a peering to each other, you can use the Interlink backbone. So at standard pricing, standard layer 2 Ethernet pricing, you can build for example, a peering between two networks over our backbone. That's quite new. There is, as far as we know, nothing in similar at the moment in the market, and we really would like to, as we are known in the market in general, just be disruptive with this solution. And why do we do this? We think that this will be helpful for clients to peer with networks that want to aggregate small networks. We see a trend in this in general, more on this a little bit later. But in addition, you can avoid additional cross-connect at both ends. And within a data center, if you're in the same location, you can also bypass the cross-connect costs. And only within minutes, if you have already a physical port with the Interlink backbone, you can connect within a data center free of charge. That's basically the idea. So the background of this, why we think this is disruptive and why do we believe this is something that can be helpful for our customers, is the trend that we see. Big networks, as one of the examples, Google has announced this more than a year ago, and actually this is happening at the moment, stopped peering via route services at internet exchanges. So that's what we are trying to mitigate together with our customers. So you will have access, for example, via us or to other small networks with the Interlink backbone if you have a physical port for us. That's basically the idea. So we're going to launch this very soon. If you're interested in this for whatever reason, please reach out to us. So this is a new product. We are going to add another feature to our product set as well, which is GTSM support for BGP sessions. So lately we have seen an increase in BGP session attacks, and we would like to mitigate this. And this is possible by GTSM, the generalized TTL security mechanism. And that's basically a feature that we would like to introduce automatically within our portal. This will be also launched very soon. If you look for more information on this, please check RFS 5082. Everything is quite well documented online. And then some more news that we can share. With the BSI, we are anti-DDoS qualified, which means we have been going through an audit by the Federal Office for Information Security in Germany, and we have received the official stamp. Now we are qualified as a DDoS protection provider. Big step for us, because this means a lot of stuff for our end customers. More on that in Ciprian's session. So that's kind of a milestone for us. And the additional thing that something we can provide as information here as well, as this will be very soon visible on their website as well. We are Google VPP verified. Just as a reminder, the verified peering provider idea of Google is that they are pulling back all their peerings on the internet exchanges and want to have this handled by big networks. There are already verified networks on there. There will be additional ones, and we are one of these. So currently, that's a silver qualified or verified badge that we have. This will be gold very soon. So that's basically on the side of additional features and products. We do have a poll for you again. So hopefully my colleague is going to be able to provide this to you. The question is, because this resonates with the topic that Ciprian is going to take after me speaking, what is the most, sorry, now I'm blocked. What is the most important factor in choosing your anti-DDoS provider? So we are really interested in, what is really yeah, the one thing or the two things that are relevant for you when choosing your anti-DDoS protection or the DDoS protection provider of your choice. Feel free to answer this, and then the next part will be provided by Ciprian. Ciprian, are you there?
I am right here. Thanks, Christian. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for handing this over. Should I start?
Feel free.
Thank you. Thank you once again. So, hi everybody. This is Ciprian. I'm handling technical sales, to call it like this, on the DDoS side for Interlink, and I'm more than happy to get to this very interesting topic that obviously it's an interest to everybody that actually manages a network in our times. So, uh, very good. For moving to the next slide. I want to just get into the key topics that we will handle today a little bit. About the DDoS threat overview, what are the common attack types and trends, what are the defense layers that could be taken, what would be network application, cloud-based protection, and so on. What are the detection and responses that we could apply, like real-time monitoring and automated mitigation? What would be best practices and incident response testing and resilience planning and so on? Collaboration, what we could be doing with other ISPs and other vendors in order to actually keep the internet a little bit more safe, and obviously sharing intelligence on that part, and what would be the future readiness for adapting to evolving threats in the future. So if we could move to the next slide, it's something quite interesting that I think it's not necessarily an unknown topic to our viewers right now. So what is a DDoS attack? I don't want to get into the details of the definition itself, but I prepared a very explanatory video, which is very famous now online, and it shows exactly how a DDoS attack looks like. Um, it's very important to know that obviously a DDoS distributed denial of service, it's a malicious attempt to disrupt the normal traffic of a network or services of a customer, and they have become more and more successful as we go by. So moving next to the next slide, what would be the common attack types that we normally see? And it's actually not very new. We see volumetric attacks, which overwhelm bandwidth, like UDP floods and amplification attacks. We see protocol attacks that target the networks, like exploits, SYN floods, ping of death, and so on. We see application layer attacks like the slow loris or HTTP floods. We also see multi-vector attacks, which have become more successful because they combine the others and they become even more disruptive. So if you can move to the next one, that would be trends in DDoS attacks, where we see a lot of rising attack frequency and scale, where DDoS attacks are happening more often with greater intensity and overwhelming even large infrastructure. We also have noticed AI-driven attack automation, where attackers now use AI, which is the buzzword, and it's being adapted as well to this unfortunate part, because it's quite useful to launch smarter, faster, and even more adaptive attacks that can bypass traditional defenses. They can target APIs and Internet of Things devices, where APIs and IoT devices are more common as weak points, often exploited due to the poor security and high availability around the Internet. Also, an interesting point is ransom DDoS attacks, or RDoS. It's increasing because now cyber criminals actually threaten or launch DDoS attacks to extort money, often targeting high-value services with that. A lot of shorter or repeated bursts like hit and run tactics are now being used, where attackers use quick intermittent strikes to avoid detection and wear down defenses over time. I will take this moment to actually give you a short story about during pandemic, when a customer actually called me with his card in his hand, saying that he's ready to even give me the card details over the phone because kids starting to buy online or even get it for free to actually take down infrastructure of their school in order to skip school. So it's that accessible nowadays. It's that easy to actually access a DDoS attack, and it can be very, very disruptive. So moving on to the next slide, please. What would be the defense layers that a network could take? And that comes in as the first, obviously, would be the network level protection, which includes firewalls or rate limiting and geo-blocking. This includes also some BGP blackhauling that could be done, and flow spec for traffic control. On an application level, That's more tricky. It can be done via WAF or web application firewalls, via CAPTCHA or session validation, or what we do at Interlink, which is behavioral analysis. The third one would be cloud-based anti-DDoS, which is nowadays most used in my view. Filters traffic through the global scrubbing centers and allows obviously a much higher capacity to take on DDoS attacks. This scales quite high and allows to absorb attacks, quick to deploy, and generally no hardware needed because it actually can be adapted to the customer network. This is ideal for global and higher traffic environments. Next slide, please, would be the third one, which is the on-premise anti-DDoS. This is a solution that filters traffic locally within your network and allows full control and low latency. This also comes with some downside, unfortunately, because it has most of the time limited capacity and requires some hardware investment or maintenances or even extra licenses that needs to be covered on the customer side. And also, unfortunately, if it's an attack very high, slightly higher than what the capacity allows of that particular device, it might render it useless. The fourth one, and what we also do at Interlink, would be a hybrid protection, which allows scalability and control, allows faster response, because you can also have access to the device, which reacts instantly, and also to the cloud scrubbing capacity that absorbs the overflow. It allows redundancy because in case of any particular device fails, you are sure that the other one continue the protection. It allows some cost efficiency because there is no charge for the hardware, so you will not need to take on, I don't know, a 6-digit number into your budget. Also, there is no cost for the clean traffic, but I'm more than happy to get into more details about that if you would like to know about our solution and how it works afterwards. Don't hesitate to reach out, obviously. And custom mitigation, it's also a big plus in this situation because it allows you to put in some particular types of filtering that it's specifically to your type of traffic or to your rules that might affect only your services. This also allows improved visibility because it combines insight from both on a network level as well as a scrubbing device, which ensures quite an easy threat intelligence visibility on it. So could we move to the next one? Perfect. Going to detection and response. I would go through a little bit about the real-time monitoring, which is definitely needed when we look at the anti-DDoS strategy that any network should have there, because continuously inspecting incoming traffic for volume patterns and anomalies, it's quite needed. You could use tools like NetFlow or SFlow or packet capture to analyze traffic behavior. This helps identify early signs of attack before it even escalates. You can also use an anomaly detection solution, which compares current traffic to historical baselines to spot irregularities. You can detect sudden spikes, unusual IP behavior, or protocol misuse, often powered by machine learning. Obviously, it's quite used nowadays to improve accuracy over time. You could also use automated mitigation, which applies countermeasures whenever an attack is detected. This action may include some rate limited again, blacklisting or traffic redirection, or triggering scrubbing the services. This reduces the response times and minimize human intervention. And it's quite useful in any kind of situation that you might be facing. Also quite important, I would say, is that you have something in place for alerting. Something that could send you some real-time alerts to security teams, either via email or SMSs or some dashboards, API calls, and so on. These alerts should include at least the attack type that you're facing, some IPs that are being targeted, or the source of the IP which the attack is coming from. Obviously, in some cases, if you can see the severity of that attack would be also good. This will allow you to actually enable quick decision-making and manual intervention if needed. More on that would be the adaptive defense, which definitely helps you with learning from past attacks to refine detection rules and mitigation strategy, updates threat intelligence databases with new patterns and indicator. This will help you definitely build a more resilient and proactive solution over time. Next slide, please. So moving into best practices and what would be the best incident response plan would be to define roles, obviously, to have a communication channel and escalation paths before any attack happens. This is important to have a clear plan when your team knows exactly what to do during an attack. And it's important to include roles and responsibilities like who monitors, who communicates, and who does what. This is important for internal and external communication to have a clear understanding what needs to be done in such scenario, because we live in times where it's not a moment where if I get an attack, it's actually more like when will I be under attack. So this is quite important to be taken in consideration. Even though if you haven't had an attack yet, that doesn't mean that you will not see it soon. It happened many times that I spoke with some networks and they faced it attacks not so long after, and they were really, really amazed that this happens. And timing, it's always against uh, any network out there. So what you should do, it's also regular testing, which includes um, simulate DDoS scenarios to evaluate detection and response readiness. Also important to ensure that you are not reaching out to a particular, let's say, malicious actor that might not have your best interest in mind. So do your due diligence, ensure that you're reaching out to a particular or a certified, BSI certified provider that can help you with testing out this solution for yourself, and also ensure that you have a resilience plan, which is building redundancy, failover systems, and ensure critical system can stay online even under this, let's say, very, very bad situation. So next slide, please. Thank you. Moving on to collaboration and why is this so important? We at Interlink, for example, we most likely have seen if you are here at this webinar, we attend many events and we like to be working with a lot of partners around the world and ensure that we disrupt the internet world, but also keep it safe at the same time. So it's important to work with the ISPs to coordinate for upstream filtering and traffic blackholing to stop attacks before they reach your network or anything that might help you keep your network safe. We are more than happy to do so. We even include what we call best effort without moving to the particular anti-DDoS solution that we can offer in order to keep our customers as safe as possible, even without paying for the let's say, a particular solution that it's adapted to their needs. So what they can do, or you can do as a network, you can also engage with vendors where you ensure that your DDoS protection services are offering real-time support. You have some SLAs that you can be guaranteeing and also offer to your own customers, and also integration with your own infrastructure. More than that, you can share intelligence with others, participate in security communities. Like I said, we also like to do that. We share information with others and then protect the internet as much as we can. You can join the response planning where you can align with partners or ensure that you have a clear and an escalation path between your partners and the provider. And you can leverage the global data where you can share and improve detection accuracy and response speed. Like there are very, very public information out there, like blacklist and information that you can use about specific IT or geo-blocking and things like this that can help you keep your internet network much safer. Next slide, please. Future readiness, it's obviously a question mark. It's only we can presume what we think will happen, and the buzzword, it's definitely AI and machine learning. And I also believe that this will improve or make worse the situations that we could face. So that's why it's important to adapt and detect and use AI and machine learning to check new patterns, and if it's anything new, that these tools might be much more easy to use than going yourself to learn all the new patterns that might target your network. So the traditional rule-based system can't really keep up with the evolving attack patterns. So that's why AI and machine learning can analyze traffic behavior, can detect anomalies, and adapt to new threats in real time, reducing false positive and improving response speeds. You could also ensure that you have a zero trust architecture, because by assuming that no user or device is trusted by default, you can reduce internal attack surfaces and enforce strict identity verification with less privilege access and continuous monitoring, even without the network inside the network perimeter. So Also be sure that you have a scalable system. So when you get, I don't know, a solution from a particular provider, ensure that you can scale it up as soon as attacks are growing and you get more bigger or more devastating attacks. Ensure that that provider can also offer you a scalable model. Stay updated would be an option as well, which keep attack techniques unchecked will not be sure to offer you a proper protection against those. So make sure that you're updated no matter what, and test often, which ensures that regular testing your defenses against current threats would be really, really a good option to have. Next slide, please. Okay. I also wanted to get a little bit into more detail about the BSI, which for me, I'm not German, I don't speak German. The name of the Federal Office of Information Security, it's quite hard to pronounce, but it's as hard to pronounce as important as a certification, because in this DDoS world, and not just it, it's very important to have certification, right? It's important to know why and what are these solutions and what can you rely on. And there isn't a particular global certification. However, for Germany, we luckily have this BSI certification, which ensures that we've been audited and we've been, even in the worst case scenarios, we've been under serious stress, and we checked exactly what our solution can offer. So why does this solution and this certification matter? You can go to the next slide. It's actually very, very easy because it actually builds trust and credibility. It confirms that we actually meet Germany's highest cybersecurity standard. We prove capability. We've demonstrated a real-world readiness to actually detect and mitigate complex DDoS attacks, and we meet regulatory compliance, right? For many big networks or small networks, this is quite important because for the critical public sector or critical infrastructure clients, which now need to abide to the NIST2 directive, this is important to have a provider that can also prove that they are certified in terms of reliability. So this also comes as a market differentiator because it sets us apart in a crowded cybersecurity landscape. And what I want to say and just close with is that this certification is not just a badge, it's actually a commitment to resilience and transparency. So we are planning to use it as much as possible. So on that note, I think that's kind of all from my side. Sorry for rushing in on all of these things, but if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Christian?
Perfect, Ciprian. Thank you very much for this. Much appreciated. Very well done. I wonder if we already have some questions got, and if not, we could give the audience some time to actually put those in the chat. Yeah, is there any questions already?
Yes, there is one question here. It says, what makes Interlink different from other anti-DDoS providers?
Ciprian, do you want to?
Very good one. Thank you. It's an interesting question because, yes, there are, as I said in my last slide, there are so many providers out there, and everybody says that they can protect against DDoS attacks. And what I would say that makes us a key differentiator between others, it's actually divided in two answers. The first one, it's a technical one, because many out there cannot provide, let's say, protection on different protocols than IPv4. We can actually do also IPv6. Also a very specific type of traffic, which are more dynamic, let's say, I don't know, voice over IP, or in some gaming situations like 5M. This is ensured to be available with Interlink. So that's a differentiator on a technical level. I would also say that on a commercial level, it's a very big one because, as Christian mentioned in the beginning, we like to disrupt the internet world. And what we do, we don't charge based on the clean traffic like everybody else, which pretty much ensures that you don't, as a customer, you don't pay two times for the same traffic, which is once for your IP transit and then for the same traffic, which would be cleaned. We have different packages, customized ones, which can help the smallest customer up to enterprise level and ensure that they don't break the bank in order to actually have a safe network out there and not be worried about these particular attacks that we were speaking about so far. Does this cover it?
I would say yes. If there are other questions, we are happy to come back since we have past the 30 minutes already. As a heads up, we're going to have a summer break, so we will be back in September. Really looking forward to keep this webinar series going. Thank you very much for your attendance, much appreciated, and all the best to you. See you in September. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.